and welcome to the second episode of the 94 by 50 podcast brought to you by yours truly, Ilya Kurbanov. Shortly, I'll be joined by one of the most electrifying basketball players that I've seen in a while. He's currently with Yale Bulldogs in his third year, Eze Dike. Um, Tremendous athlete, great academics, great student athlete overall. Um, has done. He's come up from a local program in Montreal, Sun Youth, where he played his, I would say, probably entire childhood, starting from probably mini to juvie. Played at the LCCHS High School, is a Lower Canada College, for those who don't know, in NDG area. Um, and later on, went on to play in Kimball Union Academy down south, and afterwards was able to earn himself a scholarship with Yale Bulldogs in the Ivy League. Had a chance to play in a tournament in 2019. They went through LSU and unfortunately fell to the Tigers. And last year they were on pace to finish first in the Ivy League tournament. However, it was canceled because of the implications of COVID-19. Tournament was canceled, as you might all know, but it didn't stop to continue working, continue developing a skill, continue being that great student athlete in the classroom. And currently, as is in Montreal, because Ivy League sent all of its students to study from home up until February, I believe, and there is no season for them. There's no basketball in the Ivy League, unlike any other conference in the nation in the U.S. in the NCAA. Everybody's playing non-conference games, and soon everyone will begin their conference competition. As we saw, many schools had to reschedule or cancel games because of positive tests within the team, within the staff members, and we see how difficult it is for those programs to compete and participate in game action. But Ivy League pulled out of the competition earlier before before the competition has even started. So just a background for you, as has been training with his brother Fareed Charles, with Michael Moody. For those who know them, very um, I would say very known people in Montreal when it comes down to basketball. Um, and yeah, so he'll join us in a little bit here, and we'll be able to talk to him about things like time management, because being a student athlete, especially in the Ivy League school, I think is maybe hard. I'll have to find out from Eze himself, because I don't know what it's like to be in such a high standard academic school and playing Division 1 basketball and doing curriculums on the side. And it becomes really important to know how and where and when to schedule your individual workouts when teams have its meetings. So you have to plan your day around your studying, around basketball, around your individual work, around your schoolwork that you have to complete on the side, and at the same time find ways to do projects on the side. Eze has been working in music lately, released a few songs on different platforms, and that's something that he is interested in doing besides playing basketball. But um, we'll just see where Eze is at right now. And There he is. Without further ado, is a DK. How you doing, my guy?
Man, I'm blessed, bro. How you been?
Trying to do best I can with the pandemic. Um, it's hard nowadays, but either way, like I said earlier, I was introducing you and talking about your background a little bit, and most importantly, I would love to. I think everyone would love to hear it from you and your perspective on things and the way you do and go around Yale. But number one, talk about Sun Youth Days, the youth days where you really found the passion for the game.
Well, actually, I started basketball at Trevor's camp, but then yeah, Sun Youth is where I found passion for the game for sure. My first coach was Rodney, and anybody who knows Rodney, crazy about basketball. Just playing in tournaments, and you see him getting all riled up and excited. You're like, damn, like the sport can make somebody this happy, this excited. And so I don't know, man. It was just something about putting in work and seeing the work come to fruition when you play against an opponent and you just being able to be in fact impactful on the court and being in control of your destiny is something that was really appealing to me at a young age. And I found it to be like a safe haven or how would you say, like a release for everything that was going on in life. You feel me? So that's really what it was.
Yeah, and then after your Sun Youth days, you kind of committed to Vania, then decommitted and went down south to play in Kimball Union. Earned yourself a scholarship at Yale. What was it like playing down south in the high academic standard high school, prep school, and still competing on the high level?
I mean, so I was a bad student here, and then I worked on my grades, and then I was able to be eligible, and I went to a really good school before I left to LCC, and it's like really good academic school, and it was difficult for me over there. But honestly, playing in the States, school is not as hard as it is in Canada at all. Like a lot of guys, they would be more successful if they went down to the States as opposed to staying here, because it's like I had, let's say, by the time I left here, I had an 80 average. Over there, that boosted to a 90 because of our school curriculum, the way it is. It boosted to like a 90, 92. So just to show you the difference between both like academic standards. So by the time I got there, I was ready for it. So it was just basketball for me.
Mhm. And you earned yourself a scholarship, like I said, to Yale, and Yale is a even a higher academic standard. It's Ivy League. If anything, I assume everyone's dream could be just to get that education if they could. What is it like being a Yale student athlete?
A lot of work, a lot of work. Like high school is a different story in the States. But like college, no matter where you go, is going to be hard. And being Ivy League school, like they give you like so basically a lot of people think you're on scholarship, but it's financial aid. So they look at what your parents make, and based on that, they make a decision on how much you have to pay. Luckily, I don't have to pay anything, but it's like just so that people know, like even if you're a regular student, you could apply to Yale. Like you should do it, even if you don't have any money. Like if they look at your parents' taxes and their properties and all that stuff, and you're within a certain bracket, you're not gonna have to pay anything. But so yeah, that's just a sidebar, but it's a lot of work. I mean, we're student athletes, but they see us as students. They give us admission to the school, so they expect us to do all the work. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, especially when you're on the road for 2 weeks. You traveling, getting into hotels at like 1 in the morning, and then you're leaving at 6. Like that stuff is really hard. So it's a lot of work. That's why I gotta say commitment, discipline. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of that.
Yeah, and I was fortunate enough to go to Cégep at Champlain, and it's like doing that 3 year degree. It's like you get 7 courses a semester, 6, 8, 7. There's no days off. You can't really shorten your schedule because of the degree I was in, but that's where I kind of learned the time management skill.
Yeah.
That's where I was taught that. Can you talk about the importance of time management while being an Ivy League student, playing basketball, doing your individual workouts and individual schoolwork, extracurricular curriculars, and then also your music. How
Yeah.
do you find that? How do you find the time? How do you do that?
So like that's the skill you got to develop. Like before, like if you're just doing one thing, if you're just playing basketball, you go to a basketball factory, you're just playing basketball. You don't have to have time management skills because your schedule is just already planned out for you. You just got to play basketball and then go play video games afterwards. You feel me? But when you're doing multiple things, now you have to schedule stuff so that it fits into blocks. That way you could take advantage of the entire day. Because, yeah, I have training and I know I have 3 or 4 hours in the day I got to set aside for training. But then now I got to set aside time for work, for schoolwork. And then I got to plan it for the week. Like, how am I going to get this schoolwork in and then this training in? Because I know I got to do my training. I know I got to do the schoolwork. And then now I want to do music too. So when am I going to go into the studio? You know what I'm saying? What other artists am I going to hit up? You know what I'm saying? To get a feature. How am I gonna plan a music video or something like that? So now you gotta schedule. You can use Google Calendar. But you gotta have a calendar. You gotta have, a schedule that you're preparing. Even if it's the day before, you gotta take advantage of days. Like you gotta prepare for the next day. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. Talk to me about the playing, actual playing. Being on a team and being having a chance actually to play in the NCAA tournament, experiencing that, playing in the conference tournaments, conference schedule, non-conference games. What's the experience like?
Uh, it's surreal. Honestly, like all this stuff is like a movie, bro. Honestly, especially you come from Montreal, you playing at Sun Youth. You know what I'm saying? You going through shit, and then you go to school in the states, and you're playing in the tournament and all of that stuff. Whether you play or not, it's like surreal. You're playing in stadiums that fill thousands of people against top notch programs. You know what I'm saying? So it just makes you want to go back again, and it makes you want to, what I'm saying, take advantage of the opportunity to the fullest and really like show out. Because that's honestly that's all I've ever wanted to do. Like you go and you see these top notch programs, but guys are just, what I'm saying, it's regular human beings like me and you. They got 24 hours in a day like me and you. So it's about going back and showing that I could do anything they can do and more.
Mhm. And talking like once again going back to that playing, do you feel any pressure stepping onto the floor? When you have thousands surrounding you and just yelling and saying like all kinds of school songs or whatever the sound they make, you using the drums to create all that atmosphere.
Honestly, not really. I don't really feel pressure for that. For me, it's like at this point, it was. I mean, anyways, before it was more about being able to solidify my position. You know what I'm saying? To be able to play actually get on the court because yeah, you're on the team, but there's a lot of other politics at play, a lot of other decisions being made that you don't have an influence in other than how you play. So then you got to control how you play. And that's more what you're concerned about, honestly, for me, because a fan is never really distracting me from my game. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be more, me, I'm more concerned about whether whether or not I'll be able to play in the games coming up. You get what I'm saying? But now that I'm older, I'm less worried about that. Now I'm just worried about my performance because I know my time's coming.
Mhm. Yeah, like I've heard that from you previously. I've heard that from your brother Farid and Moody. Um, they've been saying that, yeah, they don't play freshmen. Yes, they don't play. Sometimes sophomores don't play. What was it like not being able to really see the floor time in those years?
I mean, it just toughens your skin a little bit. You know what I'm saying? You see how much you really love the game and what you're willing to sacrifice. It's unfortunate because honestly, I think I could have contributed more. You know what I'm saying? Because I have no doubt in my mind about my skill because I've just put in the hours. Whether it's my body, my actual skill, like crossing over, like shooting, whatever it is. But you just have to be patient sometimes. Like you should never let somebody take something away from you. But if it's taken, then you have no choice but to be patient, and then to not let it happen in the future by controlling what you control, and then not worrying about what you can't control. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm. And speaking of music, right? That's something outside of basketball. That is something you just do on the side. How did you find the interest and the idea and kind of the love to produce music, to write lyrics and write songs? Where did you find that? Where'd that come from?
Bro, I've always been a musical fan. Like ever since I was young, I had a busted iPod with earphones and all that, and I had hundreds and hundreds of songs, man. I'm just a connoisseur. Like I love music. You feel me? And then when I went to prep school, we'd be freestyling all the time. Like you know how it is. Like you'll just be around with guys, you just start freestyling. And then at first I was trash. And then guys would be hating on you, talking about, man, you trash. Like, man, get off the freestyle. You can't freestyle. And you just keep freestyling because it's about being comfortable in your skin and not being afraid to mess up, and then just conveying yourself through your music. You know what I'm saying? So then I just found a interest in it, and then afterwards I realized, man, it's not really that hard. It's a structure to music that once you understand it, you can make alterations to it, and then I could make music that's better than a lot of guys that are making music now. So why not? You feel me? Yeah.
And like speaking of music and basketball, was there someone who really inspired you to achieve a certain level of success in basketball or music?
Uh, I mean, not to be corny or anything, but your family, my family for sure. Because you see everybody hustling. Like even no matter what happens in family, like that you see, especially for me, I see my family working hard. Uh, I see my family, you know what I'm saying, always caring. Sometimes you're unlucky in life, but you know what I'm saying, they've always been there, and then they inspire me to go hard, man. Because shit, I'm Nigerian. My grandparents came here from Nigeria. They didn't come here for no reason. You feel me? So I owe it to them to go hard in whatever I'm doing and to achieve success, and for myself too, because I've been through a lot, so I owe that to myself to at least be successful. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Yeah.
How do you feel about not having any competition this year? Ivy League is the only conference that's not playing in any play action, in any exhibition, non-conference, conference games. They'll not be participating in tournaments. How does it make you feel?
Uh, I mean, if it was under my control, it might be different. I don't know, but uh, it's nothing that I like. Of course, you're gonna be bummed out. Basketball, like I said, gets you through. It's like a kind of an escape. Gets you through a lot of stuff, and then to not be able to have that outlet when I've had it for like 11 years, 12 years plus. You feel me? It's like it's different. Like I'm not used to it, and then and it teaches you things because like I have some coaches that it took them getting injured to realize, okay, there's more to life. You feel me? And I always realized there was more to life, but now really being able to like not play basketball, even though I can train sometimes, it really opens your eyes to, okay, I'm not gonna just wait on this one thing. Now I can do music, I can trade. There's a lot of different outlets, and I should have my hand in all of them because I can't just bank on the decisions of other people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And how do you find this? Actually, let me rephrase this. What's your day like right now that there's no really real competition? You're just going by your day, doing homework and doing workouts and working on your music.
I mean, it depends on the week. It depends on what I got to get done, but uh, I'm able to get into one of my older high schools to train. So I'll be doing schoolwork. I'll run errands, and then whoever else I got to see. Maybe I got to see family, whatever. And then at nighttime, I'm in the gym every day.
Man, credit to you, man. It's like I wouldn't be able, like, I don't know in Halifax, everything is shut down. Like gyms, you can't really go work out. You can't really go work on your skill. And going outside, it's like so much you can do.
Mm,
There's so much running you can do. There's so many push-ups that you can do at home,
yeah.
or have X amount of equipment that you can work out with.
Mm,
And you know, and I guess shout out to Moody and Fareed for getting you gym time,
mm,
somewhere, because staying ready the whole year, knowing that you're not going to play
yeah.
this year, and then be prepared for next year, it takes extra motivation.
But also you gotta work smart too, not just hard. You gotta real like if I was just working hard and not working smart my whole life, I wouldn't be nowhere. Because you can't just work hard because people are gonna take advantage of your work. You feel me?
Mm.
And even now, like the whole year, you're not. It's not just about staying ready this whole year, come and then waiting for next year to come. You got to plan and you got to build to be better than you were. You feel me? So it's now I'm getting in the gym. You got to work on something specific that you want to improve on. Everything else has been built up. Now why not work on my shot? You know what I'm saying? Make sure it's consistent. My repetition is the same every time because I'm not gonna just be doing push up. I mean, I'm training, I'm getting my weights in, but you're not just gonna be running and doing push ups. Like there's no point in that. You're not gonna be competing. You know what I'm saying? You might as well work on a skill and make it second nature. That way, when it comes time to play, you're adding it to the repertoire. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
How do you adapt to the things when you don't have access to anything? For example, for someone who is not necessarily in the same situation as you,
Mm.
if a basketball player or any other athlete, doesn't really matter, you can apply it to anyone, has no access to an open gym in times like this, how do you adapt? Do you have a suggestion maybe?
Yes, it's about taking advantage of all the tools you can get. You got to be resourceful in life. You know, one thing we don't learn in North America as much is to be resourceful. Like I'm from Nigeria. In Nigeria, everybody's resourceful. You gotta whatever you gotta take advantage of it to the fullest. So I'd say figure out what you can do and take advantage of that. For example, there was a period where I had no gyms at all. And now it's winter, so you can't go outside, but I was going outside. You know what I'm saying? I was running 2 miles, whatever. And I was going to the court, shooting on the outdoor courts. It's not as good as being indoors, but you got to take advantage of it. But I had no weight room. I was using bands. You could go to the store, buy some bands, and you could improvise workouts using bands. You know what I'm saying? So you got to be resourceful and take advantage of what you can. There's no time to sit around and just mope about you can't work out. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If there was a message that you would want to share with young generation of basketball players right now, having a dream and a vision to become a successful basketball player, a successful student athlete, or anything they do in life, what would you say to them?
That's a tough one. Uh, Shit, I don't even know. I had a dream to be successful. Don't follow the crowd. That's what I'd say. Most successful people, unless they're being pimped, they have a mind of their own. So I'd say don't follow the crowd, find some good mentors, and learn from other people's mistakes. You don't have to make the same mistake everybody else is making. I guess that's what I'd say.
Perfect, man. I hope somebody hears it and learns something from it. But
Sure.
once again, thank you very much for joining me today. It was great talking to you always. Great seeing you. Hope you and your family are doing great.
Yeah, you too, man.
Happy holidays and stay safe out there in Montreal.
Thanks. Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah, of course. Oh, it was a pleasure.
All right, easy.
Have a good one. There you go. You saw it, you heard it from Eze himself. He's a great athlete, great individual, student athlete, does a lot of things on the side. And as you can see, time management is a key component to his success, being a student athlete at Yale, playing basketball, working out individually, working in school, doing the curriculums, working on music on the side. All that takes time, and all that takes one most important skill in life. And I think that is time management. I'm grateful that I had someone at Seja at Champlain College, excuse me, and Connie Galatas. Shout out to Connie Galatas if she ever sees this podcast. I credit her for giving me that spreadsheet in a way where I had to take down a schedule where I would do my workouts, where I would do my schoolwork, my part-time job. And without it, I probably would have been less successful and didn't have the vision and didn't have the opportunity that I got today. But, you know, you learn and you win some, you lose some, as cliche as it sounds. But thank you, everyone who tuned in today. If you haven't had a chance to join us, this podcast will be posted on YouTube, on the YouTube channel 94 by 50 Podcast. It will also be saved and posted on my Facebook page, which is also 94/50 Podcast. And remember, once again, no matter what you do, work hard, work consistent, work smart, and most importantly, keep it simple. Have a wonderful day.